So next we're going to talk about how to build and embed a Google form in your Weebly website like the form that you see here. Um, so what I've done is I've built a form and I've gotten an embed code. I'm going to show you all how to do that shortly. Um, but what this is basically is taking and dragging and dropping one of these embed code functions here. And if I double click, you can see that I can come up with the code as seen here, which the Google form will provide you. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how to build a Google form in the Google Apps suite. Now your first step is going to be to create a Google account. If you've already done that, your next step is going to be to go to the Google Drive, and you'll see on the left hand side of the page there's the option to create. And when you click the create button, there are all sorts of options. Docs, presentation like a PowerPoint, spreadsheet like Excel. We're going to use Google Form. Okay. I'd click on that. I'm going to take you to the quick quiz that I've already created. And this is the quiz that I've made. At the top, you'll notice that there is a section where you can put your heading. So I put in quick quiz. What I typically like to do is in your first option, you create a question title, which goes in this space. I usually like to have the students put their name first and last for sorting purposes, because you're going to get different scores at different times. And so that way, if you can sort by first and last name, it makes it much more efficient. So you can put the title. If you want to give like a hint or help, you can put that in this box right here. Then it asks you the question type. You can create all sorts of questions. For the purpose of having automatic scoring questions through Flubaroo, you're going to want to make sure that any question that you're going to want assessed to be either multiple choice or fill in the blank text, but the spelling is going to have to be exact. It won't score paragraph texts. It will score choose from a list, but your best bet is for text and multiple choice. Okay, I'm going to click off that. And then done. So I've made a couple just really quick multiple choice questions here. Where is the IRA conference being held? Who's the presenter? And this conference takes place during what year? So 2 multiple choice and then 1 fill in the blank. If you want to see what your form is going to look like, you click the option right here and it takes you to a screenshot of your form. The other thing, if you want to change the theme, the way the student will appear, you can click on the theme portion. You can also view responses, which will show you what students have already submitted in terms of answers. You can turn the form on and off through accepting responses. And then so to view the actual quiz, you're going to want to go to File, Send Form, and then it will give you a link to share. You can also click the embed file, and that will give you that embed code that I mentioned earlier that you can just copy. And then go back to your Weebly space. And then if I wanted to put this in again, I just drag and drop. And you're going to have 2 of the same, but it doesn't matter for right now. And I'd paste in my embed code, close that out, and see the quick quiz comes right up again. Okay. Heading back to my quiz, I'm going to close this embed form. You're going to click the tab that says responses. The number next to responses, the numbers that have number of responses you received. You're going to initially set a response destination. I could change it right now, so let's just change it just for the sake of argument. We'll do quick quiz 2 responses, and I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. Okay. If I look back in my Google Drive, click on my drive. You'll see that a new spreadsheet has been formed to collect my responses as they come. So before you want to give this to your students, you're going to want to take the quiz yourself. Okay. Here's the quiz. My first name is David, next name Quinn. And this is going to serve as your answer key. So the IRA conference is being held in New Orleans. The presenter at the Flubaroo seminar, which I'll get to shortly, is David Quinn, and the year that it's taking place is in 2014. I'm going to click Submit. Okay. I'm also going to submit another response just so I can show you how Flubaroo instant grading works. So let's go Sammy Smith. And Sammy thinks the conference is in Boston. He knows who the presenter is, and he thinks this conference is taking place in 2013. And just for good measure, we are going to create one more. Melissa Jones. And she knows that the conference is also in New Orleans. David Quinn's the presenter, and the conference takes place in 2014. Now that I've submitted my answers, I can go to my drive, and you'll see that in Quick Quiz 2 response, you'll see all the responses that have come up. Okay. Now, one great tool that can be used to grade all of these is the tool called Flubaroo. And to get this tool, you go to flubaroo.com/try Flubaroo now. What you're going to want to do is you're going to visit the add-ons page. And I've already installed it. So you would click install. It's going to ask you a series of questions. Flubaroo does want some access to data. If you're uncomfortable with that, that's fine. No need to use it. But so long as you're good with the information that it wants, move forward with it, and it will be featured in the add-on section of your spreadsheet. Now you can see that if I click on add-ons, Flubaroo can regrade assignments, it can email grades, you can view reports, you can edit your help tips, edit student feedback, all sorts of different options. But the one thing you're going to have to keep in mind is that the information that you get from your quick quiz response, if I go back to my drive, notice how there is no add-ons within this response spreadsheet. So one of the the pains with all of this is that you're going to have to copy and make a separate spreadsheet for grading. So I'm going to copy this, and if you're on a Mac, you have to hit Command C and use the copy and paste functions. So I'm going to do this one more time. And you're going to have to start a new spreadsheet. So I'm going to go to my drive. I'm going to create spreadsheet. We're going to give it a title, quiz, grade, scores. I'm going to paste the information in. Got to use Control-V. And notice all of my responses have now come back in. Now I go to the function called add-ons, Flubaroo, and I'm going to grade assignment. Now the cool thing about Flubaroo is that it recognizes which columns potentially have student names. So the lists all the questions you have. Notice that it says question, first name, last name. It knows that it's an identifier of the student, so it won't try to grade it. It also recognizes that the rest of the questions are either multiple choice or fill in the blank, and you can set all different kind of point scales based on a 1 to 5 rating. So I'm going to determine that all of these are worth, let's say, 5 points. going to continue. Then it's going to ask me which row I'd like to use as my answer key. So my first one, David Quinn. Notice that it copied over some earlier scores, but again, you want to make sure that you are have the first submission into your quiz, so that way it's really quick and easy to grab your answer key. So I'm going to continue. And then Flubaroo grades your assignment for you. Okay, it shows your student, the total points, the percentage, the number of times they submitted. It can show you the average score, number of submissions, and then it also gives you color-coded highlights so you know who struggled with your assessment and who's done really well. So it's a nice way to cut down on the amount of time that you spend grading multiple choice questions, and students have reported to me that they felt more relaxed while taking an online assessment where they're clicking through rather than writing with paper and pencil. I hope this screencast was helpful for you. I've also posted more links with information about Google Forms and Flubaroo on the wiki space, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me at the link provided.